Forgot to hit
What's
the
up, everybody? My
forgot to hit
dad
the
is
button.
sorry about the interruption. My dad is technologically challenged sometimes.
I was watching Arizona score a touchdown and I didn't hit the button.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to say about this game, and it's kind of hard to like get right into while it's still going. But it's been an absolute great game, and like the best part about this game is in the title of this live stream, I put Aaron Rodgers versus Kyler Murray. That has not been the case at all. Neither of them are a factor in this game, in my opinion. Obviously, they lead the team, so that is a false statement, but like honestly, I feel like this has been a run game, and Arizona, 47% of their snaps are run plays. So, that's not unusual, but most of them are Kyler Murray. But like I said, this is not the case. This is not a Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers. Like at this point, you could put any quarterback in there and just be able to hand the ball off and be just as effective. I mean, both quarterbacks have made a couple great plays. Kyler had an interception, which I walked away from the TV for 2 seconds and I missed that. I saw him get sacked, so I figured I had 30 seconds to run to the fridge and get a drink. And by the time I got 10 feet to the fridge and 10 feet back, there was an interception and Green Bay was first and goal. And I was like, what? I didn't even know there was an interception until the Joe Buck said it. And so, yeah, I'm gonna run through the chat real quick while this game is on commercial. But Tim and Amanda were in here early. Thanks both of you for stopping by early even, and so I appreciate that. Also, Amanda said that she likes my hair, so I appreciate that. It's getting long, so I can't just let it lay anymore. And also, Nathan Perez is in here. I don't think he knew we had a channel. I've talked to him in other live streams. I know he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. From what I'm pretty sure I can remember, he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Also, to make him feel better, Zach Ertz is having a pretty good game, and I know that Philadelphia is not going in the right direction right now, but that's something you can be happy about. Just like I was talking to Tanner in your live chat, he's a Lions fan. He wants Matt Stafford to go to the Super Bowl and get a ring. I feel like it's the same kind of thing. Um, you know, I agree with that. Maybe not this year because the Bengals are on hot pursuit right now, and I upset a couple people telling them that in your live chat, but whatever. Also, Relic Reaper Don, what is up, Don? Thank you for hanging out, Mr. Halloween. He is Halloween. He doesn't like it. He is it.
He lives it.
And our good old Lamar Jackson loving Louisville guy, New Albany guy, Colin. What is up, my dude? I love it when you're in here. I say that every time you're in here, but I truly love it.
He's trolling me. That's what he's doing.
Well, he trolls me every time about you every time I'm in another live chat and I see him. He's like, "Yeah, tell your dad. Tell your dad." I screenshotted it the last time because I was laughing. And our boy Jeff is in the house. He says hi, everyone. Thanks for coming, Jeff. I knew that you were in my dad's chat and I knew that you said hey to me, but other than that, I saw people talking to you, but I never saw you. And so I was a little confused, but I was also watching this football game, so I was trying my best to keep up. I'm a Skirvin troll. I'm fine with that. I don't mind getting trolled. We had Sonic the Hedgehog's evil nemesis in here last week, so we're
Yeah,
starting to see it all.
yeah. Colin and I had a discussion about how much fun it is to troll one another earlier this week. I never laughed so hard in my life. He is truly a funny guy.
Dude, I've done a couple live streams where either you've hopped off early or I've been by myself and Colin, this is pre-California, but he'd come on here and get up on here with me and whoever else was here, and we would just talk about some like really dumb stuff for like hours, and like He's probably one of my favorites that come in here just because, like, I feel like I don't know him, but, like, just talking to him, I feel like he's been my friend my whole life.
Yeah, he is dead set on winning this winning our fantasy league. He's locked in.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That spot is mine to lose, not yours to take, and I'm not gonna lose it because I got sticky hands.
Got sticky hands. Hey, a couple quick things before we get too
Rob,
far.
I'm not dropping the link. I told you in my comment that we talked about that game on Monday. We're not going back to that game. Literally, poor coaching by Matt Nagy, decent play by Tampa Bay. We were talking about you were talking about Colin, but we're not talking about that game because you missed it. There's nothing to say other than they should have benched Justin Fields at halftime and they didn't because Matt Nagy doesn't, he needs to grow a pair and learn not to deal with whatever, listen to what everybody else thinks and does what right. Look, I said it would be an interesting game. And, I was hoping that Justin Fields was getting benched in that game. And then I watched them I went to sleep. I didn't even finish it. I went to sleep at halftime. It's like 24-3 or I don't know. I went to sleep. But I noticed that they were not making any adjustments, and I was like, this is a waste of time. They did nothing at halftime. They just sat there in silence the whole 20 minutes and was like, all right, time to go back. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, before you get into fist fights with Rob today, hey, thank you everybody that pushed us over 300
Yep.
subscribers today. That we really appreciate that.
Yeah, I was going to pull that up here, but Rob says link me up because I knew exactly what he wanted to talk about because he commented and he said, oh, yeah, I can't wait to talk to you on Thursday. And I said, we are going to talk about it on Monday. And I feel like that was when he was busy. And so I give him a slight pass because he was busy. And, he's normally in here on Thursdays. But I don't know what I was wrong. Yeah, it wasn't a close game, but that's because they didn't do anything to try to make it a close game. It was literally they shouldn't have even played the game. It was useless. It was worse in my opinion than that Cleveland game where they had 40 yards of offense the whole game, the Bears. Like I don't know. I just feel like Matt Nagy should get fired and not because he's a bad coach, but because he won't stand up for himself.
Yeah, that poor guy's been run through the ringers of the media this year, and if everybody would have just left him alone, he would have done just fine.
If he would
However,
have just left him alone, he'd end the season with at least 9 wins.
however, he's on the path now to actually getting that kid hurt. And
oh yeah, I mean, look what happened to Joe Burrow last year. Look, I'm not comparing Matt Nagy to Zach Taylor because I think Matt Nagy's still a couple steps ahead of him. But the difference between Zach Taylor and Matt Nagy is Zach Taylor has a pair of balls that he's not afraid to, he doesn't care what anybody thinks. Everyone in the world hated him last year, like hated him. And he did not care. He didn't change anything. He didn't listen to a word that anybody had to say, and so I have to respect him for that. And if we're going to compare the two, and Matt Nagy, like, I have respect for him because I know he's a good coach, but I have a lot less respect for him because he's doing what he's doing right now.
yeah, he's doing
He
what.
took Mitch Trubisky to the playoffs. He could coach that team the right way. They have a defense to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there that we don't see, and then it's a shame because actually we're hurting Justin Fields right now. You've seen the look how dejected he was on the bench, and I did hear a comment
from the first drive. His face didn't change. He sat on the sideline. Literally, his brain wasn't even there. Like it was just gone. It was in outer space. But I have not scrolled down in the chat. I am still at Tim W's comment. Yeah, I just wanted to make a couple seconds just to say thank you to everybody that comes in here every week and hangs out with us. I'll see whatever Rob and or Colin has to say in a minute. I literally scrolled up so it would stop scrolling. But I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, especially the guys that were over in Dad's chat tonight, because I know a couple of you helped push us to hit that 300 mark today. I'm going to talk to Dad in a day or two, and it might not be Monday, but I'm going to drop a video and it's going to have all the details of our 300 subscriber giveaway. I want to plan it out a little bit more because our last giveaway, we kind of just did it, and I wasn't prepared and nobody was prepared. Congrats to Frederick Romano again for winning that. But yeah, I want to, take a day or two to think about this and make it a little bit better. I know that 300 isn't like a 250, 500, 1,000, anything significant, but I still want to make it at least decent and give everybody that wants to, be entered into it a fair chance. If we just throw it together, it's just whoever's here, and so. But like I said, I just want to say thank you to everybody. We both really appreciate you. I really appreciate the treasure hunting community because 90% of what got our channel started was Dad's friends hanging out with us and, a couple of my friends. And it's finally starting to grow into something where we're meeting new people and just having fun every week. So, yeah, I just really appreciate everybody that's in here. Also, Nathan, I know today is your first day, but I appreciate you too. And I'm not sorry that your family is Chiefs fans. I don't blame them. The Chiefs are hurting right now, but I'm also a Chiefs fan, so I understand.
Yeah, this game here looks like Green Bay's driving down the field again, so it's going to
Yeah,
come
I
down.
mean, I didn't think JJ Watt not being there was going to be as big of a factor as it has been, and it's proven. It's that nobody's gotten hands on Rodgers, and they haven't really stopped the run.
You know, everybody's talking about Phoenix or Arizona being the best team in the league right now. Green Bay is playing with them toe to toe. How much credit and credibility does that give Cincinnati for their game against Green Bay, as well as Green Bay is playing without a lot of their key players?
I mean, a lot of respect. They lost Robert Tonyan earlier in the game. It looks like a potential end of the season injury. It was his knee, and he hadn't even finished the play, and he was in so much pain. That really hurts. Also, Nathan, he said, "What's your favorite football team?" Well, this is a Bengals channel, and I grew up a Bengals fan. But I am also a Chiefs fan, and I've been a Chiefs fan for a long time. So we live near-ish to Cincinnati, so that's why I stay true to my roots. But there's always been a thing, and every time I meet a Bengals fan and I say, "Who's your favorite team?" and they say the Bengals, and I'm like, "Okay, well, who's your other favorite team?" Because if your favorite team's the Bengals, you have another favorite team. So um, every Bengals fan you'll ever meet has two favorite teams. That's just a fact. And Rob, I'm not mad at you. I told you I was wrong. But I also didn't think Matt Nagy was going to let what happened happen because they have enough offense in Chicago to take advantage of the issues the Bucks secondary has, and they didn't. I feel like they had more success running the ball, which no one has had any success against the Bucks than they did throwing the ball. And so it was just a good team win for the Bucks and a really poor coaching job for Matt Nagy, who coincidentally tested positive for COVID the very next day. Yeah, I'm gonna be that way because he was about to take a lot of crap for that, and then all of a sudden he has COVID and can't speak to any of the media. I know that the Bears were dealing with a COVID issue among a couple players, but that means he had COVID at the game, and he shouldn't have been there to begin with if he actually tested positive. I don't believe it. I think that's a scapegoat kind of thing. And that's all I'm going to say about it because COVID is real. I know that for a fact. I've been through it. It's real, and it's not a joke. But Matt Nagy's situation is a joke to me.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point up there where it's just ugly watching any news thing from Chicago, anything about their football team. You can't. There's no faith in the coach, and then the fans and the ownership dictated how he coached the team, and I think he's just given up. I think he's quitting. I think he's gone regardless now. I don't. They may even drop him mid-season.
I mean, can you trade coaches at the trade deadline? Because I'm sure someone will take him.
Uh, he won't be unemployed long. I guarantee it.
No, I mean, I understand completely. Like I said, I think he's a great coach. I think he just is scared of the media. He's scared of the fans. He's scared to be a coach. He thinks he has to follow what everyone else says, and right now, that is the worst thing he could possibly be doing. I think either way, he was losing his job, whether he did what he wanted or not, winning or losing. And so in baseball, I'm a Royals fan. We're Reds fans here, but I do watch a lot of Royals baseball. There's a couple guys on that team that have been around for a long time. Also, Mike Moustakas came to the Reds from the Royals, and so I've always loved him. We do have a Moustakas jersey here. I know he didn't have the greatest of seasons with the Reds, but he's a great baseball player, and I do like the Royals organization. And I've been up there to their stadium and everything. I haven't been inside of it, but I walked around it. I just really love Kansas City as a whole. Like, take away sports, and I still love Kansas City. That place is just beautiful. It's amazing. I mean, it's cold, but other than that, it's awesome.
Yeah, Kansas City's got is a great sports town. So I mean, there's a lot of people that are definitely fans of there from everywhere else. Hey,
Pucci Bonita, hello. How's it going? And thank you for hanging out with us. I know you're hanging out with Dad on his stream earlier, and so I appreciate you coming over here as well.
you know, Aaron Jones just scored another touchdown. So Green Bay is putting the heat because we're getting into the middle end of this fourth quarter. 4 minutes to go, and they're going to be up. Looks like
438.
Looks like 10 points. So wonder what they're reviewing.
Score the touchdown.
Looked like he was in.
I missed it, but yeah, I just saw the scoring review thing, so I was just talking.
Looks like regardless, that Green Bay is probably going to pull out a road win here. I mean, unless the improbable.
That speaks volumes, honestly. This could be, a rematch in the championship. Oh,
yeah,
they reversed the call. It's not a touchdown.
Well, maybe they can hold him to a field goal and score one.
I mean, he was pretty much in. They're not going to hold him. Someone's getting in. I mean, Randall Cobb has 2 passing touchdowns today, which I completely forgot about that he was there. I mean, I knew he was there like 4 games ago, but with Valdez, Scantling, Lazard, and Adams all being out, I was like, does he even have anyone? I saw them promoting practice squad guys today, and I just completely forgot about him. So kudos to him for still doing the damn thing.
Yeah, I love Randall Cobb. There was no receivers left on this team.
Stopped him again.
Oh, he didn't get in. Oh my gosh.
I mean, maybe they will hold him. They held him up at the line. That did not go in.
Wow.
At that point, they should just Rodgers sneak it.
This is the game, right? I mean, if they hold them to a field goal here, that gives them a chance to win. Wouldn't that be improbable?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy game. I mean, I like the Cardinals a way better than I like the Packers. I've never been a Packers fan my whole life. But well fought from both of these teams. And like I said, this was not a quarterback win for either team. It's they took a delay a game or a full start. It was a delay a game.
Wow.
We didn't know what was going on.
That's worse than Brady not knowing it was 4th down.
I mean, that look by Rodgers was almost as good as the 4.
Oh, it was false start. The other receiver that was in his position when he went by.
Either way, it was confusion, and it was going to take them back 5 either way.
I like their chances to stop them 3rd and 1 as opposed to 3rd and 5, though.
Yeah, but as the offensive standpoint, I think they knew they were probably going to try to pass the ball here, so I think the offense likes their chances passing the ball here better.
A little bit of room.
Do not get that man. Nah,
he's going to run it in.
Short.
He got in, didn't he? Nope, they stopped him.
They stopped him. His knees went down.
Wow.
I was gonna be so mad if he just ran that in. Yep, right there, his knee goes down. His helmet was almost crossed. Dang. Do you think they're gonna go for it?
I would kick the field goal.
I would go for it, and you know why? Because that puts Arizona on the 1-yard line. The clock's already running now. They can run the clock down and pound it in. Yeah, look, they're on the field. Look, I feel like they should go for it because if they want to win, they either need a touchdown or they put them on the 1-inch line. Kyler Murray is like one of the most sacked quarterbacks. They could get a safety out of that.
God, I love it that we're in our stream and we're watching the end of the game, but it's so compelling. I mean,
Yeah, I 100% support going for it here. I mean, this is like the same play called in the Bills and Titans game. With Josh Allen, 10 out of 10 times, I would have made him go for it. I think he's gonna run it in himself.
it's gonna be a draw play.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Nope. Batted down. Now the Arizona's on the 1-yard line. See, this worked out either way. It's gonna be freezing when I'm there next week. 30s at night, way too flipping cold. I mean, yeah, it's like 30s here.
Yeah, but 3 minutes is plenty of time to get down the field. All they got to do is get a little space. Hey, Rob, how are you doing today? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, Rob, thanks for stopping in. New face in here.
Arizona's going to go down and score a touchdown. I can feel it.
You said gotta go for it. That's how I felt too. I was like, either way, they still have the lead either way, and then they pin them on the 1-yard line. And look, I hate Green Bay. I do. I didn't want them to win this game at all. And I took Arizona by more than a score.
The thing of it is that if they kick the field goal, then they have to score a touchdown.
See, look, they tried to run the ball on first and almost didn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's a poor play call.
See, it's so easy to put them in a position to get a safety.
I would be rolling Kyler out right now, some kind of a bootleg to where he can run or pass. Give him options.
Yeah, but he has to be smart with the football too. Because this was very close to the area where he threw the interception after being sacked. I mean, he wasn't in his own end zone, but oh, that was a terrible throw. Bengals fan, you picked up randomly in my feed the last week's video, I guess.
Hey, you can't find any more praise for a team than what we have right now going into playing the Jets this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of people are calling for the Jets to win this game. And look, maybe if Joe Flacco, maybe if Zach Wilson, who's someone who's been in the system a couple weeks, but this other guy, which I'm anticipating him playing, I can't even remember his name. His last name's White. I just don't see how. Like, obviously, there's trap games, and we talk about trap games a lot. But the way that the Cincinnati defense is playing, deep ball down the middle to the 25. The way that Cincinnati's defense is playing, this quarterback who has relatively no experience because I've never heard his name before is going to get eaten alive, in my opinion. Like, I could see this being a shutout game, like a 36-0, 34-0 game.
Yeah, I don't even – this is one of those games. I mean, unless you get the Bengals of old, right, where they play excellent one week and then they just completely drop the ball the next 50-yard line.
Field goal range.
So that's
honestly, I kind of hope this game goes into overtime. How much fun it's been. Every other freaking primetime game's gone into overtime. Why not this one?
I will, while we're watching the end of this, I will get this week's lineup loaded up because we need
okay, we'll continue on the Bengals game when we get to it. But
actually, that's the first one that I got on my Sunday ticket.
Oh, well, then we're here. Yeah, I just think that, unless Joe Burrow really messes up and shits the bed, like, sorry for my language, but seriously, if, 3 back-to-back turnovers like in Chicago, which they still almost won that game on those 3 back-to-back, Even with that, I think they could still beat the Jets. Unless he throws like 3 pick sixes, then maybe it might get out of reach. But this offense is incredible. This Jets defense isn't all as bad as it looks. They've just played against really good offenses.
Well, we're definitely going to get into that a little bit. Let's just start with the odds as they sit right now. The over-under on this game is a measly 43, and the points is Cincinnati's favored by 10.5 right now. Money line is negative 550 for the Bengals.
I honestly feel comfortable taking the Bengals on the points.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that way
Like
too.
I said, I feel like this game could be a complete shutout, in my opinion, unless there's a mistake. Rob said Cardinals better slow down. Other Rob, not FL Thunder digging with Rob. Now I just confused you for a second, but he's completely right. Look what happened to the 49ers a couple weeks ago. They left 37 seconds on the clock and Aaron Rodgers took them down the field. I mean, it's going to be a lot harder to move that fast with no Valdez-Scantling, Lazard, Adams, or Tunyon, but if anyone can do it, honestly, freaking Aaron Rodgers can, because I've seen
Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, that'll be the target.
I think the thing I respect the most about this Cardinals team is, it makes sense with how many great pass catchers they have. But, they've got 4 guys over 300 yards this year. And so he spreads the ball around a lot while keeping a really consistent run game. Dude, look, no, I don't hate any NFL player more than I hate Tom Brady. But, like Nathan said, a lot of people hate Tom Brady, so that makes sense. But Aaron Rodgers is a punk.
My distaste for Rodgers is as close to my distaste distaste for Brady.
So I saw this thing today, this Julian Edelman interview, because he's on TV now. And he challenged Tom Brady. He said, you had 20 years of success in New England. You're doing well. You got a ring in Tampa, and you're doing really well this year in Tampa. But the only way I'll be impressed if you go to the Jets and win a Super Bowl. And I was like, thank you for saying what I've been saying all along. Go to a bad team and win. It's not hard to win when you go to an elite team. If you're competent. I don't like Brady, but he's competent in football.
I attribute a lot of Brady's longevity, plus even Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay, Rob, let me rephrase. I hate Tom Brady every inch of him, 100%. I don't hate Aaron Rodgers' talent. I think he is way more talented than Brady. I just hate his personality. I hate him as a person. I think Aaron Rodgers is way better of a quarterback than Tom Brady. Does he have as many rings? No, because they choke in the NFC Championship every single year. That just happens every single year. But talent-wise, he is way better. But somebody or something lets him down every season. I also think Peyton Manning was a better quarterback than Tom Brady. He just had no defense his entire career. Or an offensive line, for that matter.
I don't know. You look at his numbers, and for his longevity, his numbers are great. He's been around a few more years than a lot of the guys, but I mean, don't get me wrong. He's definitely going to always be in that conversation long after he retires. It just never has ever felt like it's been about him winning games. It felt more about him having the right people around him to win games. And that's the reason, I think that's the main reason why I don't put him in that high regards. I feel like guys like Drew Brees is another one of them. Peyton Manning, John Elway.
Drew Brees is one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time.
I just feel like
I agree, Tim. I love Drew Brees. Not for any like specific reason. I've never like cared for the Saints. Like I just, I am just not an NFC team person, and that's part of the reason I don't like a lot of these teams like Green Bay. I like Arizona because one, AJ went over there. Kyler Murray is like a combination of all my favorite quarterbacks, and um, and because he looks like a little child running around. He makes James Conner look like the biggest dude on the team. But like I just really genuinely don't care for NFC teams, but I do have a lot of respect for talent. And Drew Brees was very, very talented. I love watching him on TV now. Um, like I said, he was the most accurate quarterback of all time until like this past year or two. But like he was like severely banged up the last couple years, and so I don't blame him. Plus, a lot of his guys were getting banged up as well, so it's kind of hard to do what you're doing when you don't have that much to work with. 15 seconds left, second and goal. Arizona has the ball. It's either game over or overtime. I'm sure they'll go for it, so it's going to be game over either way. They might kick a field goal. Like ever, Tim? Like one playoff game ever? Because if that's so sad. Also, Zelicana is in here. I don't know if you have your microphone on or if you're there, but thanks for stopping by with us. Oh, well, that's game. Kyler threw a pick.
Yeah, I just walked by the TV and saw it.
In the end zone.
Had a chance to win.
Yeah, they did everything right. They ran the clock down and everything.
I just that every time I see a game where I see teams that we've played, I feel like it's really proving that Cincinnati's defense and offense are going to be hard to stop this year.
Oh man, dude, AJ Green wasn't even looking. That was like just an incredible defensive play. AJ wasn't looking at all. That was like some Madden shit. Wow. I don't know if Kyler's hurt or if he's just upset, but he's just laying on the ground.
He's upset.
Yeah, AJ never turned. He didn't look
He was
at
turning
all.
the other direction.
Yeah, he was starting turning the other way. I like some of the older players like Montana. Oh yeah, Montana was a great quarterback. I don't like hardly any of the personality traits that elite quarterbacks adopt. Damn AJ Green. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. That I think Aaron Rodgers' personality traits were there long before he was elite. It was like it started with his very first paycheck. He like cut his whole family off and then became an asshole. Like I understand why he cut his family off because they were just trying to take his money from him, but you didn't have to come with all the other stuff. You could have just cut your family off and stayed who you were. Unless that's just who you were.
It looks like the Green Bay's just keeps on moving up the ladder in the NFC.
Well, you know what? If they can take the number 1 seed from the Bucks, which they just took it from the Cardinals, if they can hold it, as long as we keep the Bucks out of number 1 seed, I want if the Bucks are in the playoffs, which at this point they're going to be unless something drastic happens, of course. I want them to go the exact same road they went last year. I want them to play every game on the road. Like I want them to earn those wins.
Yeah, I really,
it's hard to win in Tampa now with that stadium full. Like it's so hard. Teams have done well, like Philadelphia. That was in Philadelphia. Yeah, teams can't beat them at home. So I want them to force them to go on the road. If their road to the Super Bowl. OMG, did you see that? Yeah, Marty, we just saw that. It could have been a great play, and it ended up being a great play for the wrong team. Like if AJ would have turned his head the other way, it would have been a great play. But since he turned his head left, it was a great play for Green Bay. That was an immaculate defensive catch, though. Like seriously, that was good job to that guy.
Stokes,
Because
that's the one they've been picking on.
was that Stokes? Yeah, he's like their only starter left, and he was like their lowest string. Like everybody else is out.
Well, so that ends that game, and you know what? All you can say is kudos to Green Bay. I mean, there's not much else to say with that.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
was
mean, I don't like Green Bay, but it was a good, hard fought win for them being down bad. So
okay. Well, let's start previewing here. We were at the 10.5 under 43. You were comfortable with the Bengals
yeah,
in the 10.5.
yeah, I'm comfortable taking the over if the Jets can score any at all. I think the Bengals can come close to the over under by themselves, but the Jets will have to score for it to hit the over.
Man,
So I'm comfortable taking the over and Cincinnati with the points.
ugh.
I mean, look. You said what? 41,
43.
43. They just put up 41 on Baltimore,
Yep.
and there was only one turnover in that game.
I mean, I got what you're saying. I just don't feel like they're going to have to score as much. So therefore, I don't think they're going to need to score as much. I think it's going to be something like 24-3.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
even when they started putting backups in, they were still scoring. Brandon Allen threw a touchdown to Auden Tate. Like that's what I'm saying. If it's the right situation, they're gonna just keep going. They have
Well,
to keep trying to pound the clock if they're that far ahead. They want to get out of the game. They don't want
I
the
don't think.
defense to stay on the field, so they're just gonna try to pound the ball and keep running the clock.
I mean, Jets offense is probably the absolute worst in the game. Bengals defense is up to rated fourth. Um, so therefore, I got to think that they're. I just don't like the over. I like the 10.5. I just don't like the over under. I really
I
feel
mean,
it's
I
going to be
could
the under.
definitely see it being under, but I'm just gonna go risky and take that. I think 43 is good.
Yeah, I that defense improves every week, and that's probably the main thing that I like about their team right now. We know that their offense can play, but the defense is improving every single week that they play. I
Rob said might have been a bad route. We'll never know though. It looked like an option route, and Kyler misread what Green saw. I mean, that's probably pretty close to what happened. Like they look like they were on the same page, just the opposite of the same page. Like everything was right except for that one thing.
I really like this next game though. Atlanta -3 at home against Carolina.
Look, I think Atlanta can win this game, but I think, eventually Sam Darnold's going to have to pull it out of his butt. And so I think they're going to scrape together a win here. No offense to Atlanta, because I think Atlanta is more than capable of winning this game, being it's a division rival. But Carolina knows that they're getting a little too far behind, and I think that's going to motivate them to, start playing catch up and get them back to where they were. A lot
I'm
of people picked Atlanta in this game. I'm going to pick Carolina.
well, I guess I'm going with the grain. I'm going to take Atlanta -3. I just think Matt Ryan, Cordell Patterson, Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley.
It sounds too good to be true, but they get let down all the time. They're used to it.
Yeah, but the last couple games, they started out 0-2, and then they've went 3-1 since. I'm gonna take the Falcons at home.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna,
that's fair. Like I said, I think Atlanta could easily win this game, but Atlanta has one of those they're good at choking. That's why
if
I'm worried about the Braves in the World Series.
if
I think
Carolina
it's
if
Carolina.
Carolina loses this game, Sam Darnold may be out of town by Monday.
Yeah, it's probably true. Also, Shelby's in here. What is up, Shelby? Thank you for stopping by. She's probably on her way home from work right now.
And then you got Miami at Buffalo, which I think is going to be a complete slaughter.
I don't think so. Because the last game was a complete shutout between the two. It's in Buffalo. It's going to be hostile. Buffalo's coming off a terrible loss to Tennessee and a bye. All of the odds are stacked for them to bounce back strong. I think they might still be a little sluggish. Look, I'm still going to take Buffalo, but I think this is a trap game, like an actual trap game. Also, Philip said, yo, that ending, what in the tap dancing shit was that? It was a mistake. That's what that was. AJ, you want to come back to Cincinnati? Business is booming. Just kidding. Cleveland needs more help than we do. Had to throw that in there since Philip's here.
I've never seen a money line minus 1,000 on a football game for Buffalo.
No, yeah, Buffalo should have 100%. If they lose this game, I think they can take them out of being the top contender in the AFC if they lose this game.
Yeah,
because
I just can't.
Miami, let's be honest, it's literally one of the biggest dumpster fires in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I just can't see anything. I can't find any reason to make it at all competitive. I think the 14 is probably – I think that's probably more than a doable spread. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not 20.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Buffalo because I'm not stupid, and I've been burnt a couple times this year by some things I've said, but I don't feel comfortable taking those points. Like, I think this is like the true definition of a trap game. Like, I talk about it every single week, and I mention a couple games every single week, but this one, it's weird to me because Miami's really, really bad and Buffalo's really, really good, but Buffalo just lost and then had to sit off for a week, which means they should be twice as good coming back, but I think that could go either way. They could come back sluggish and slow, and, I could see Miami leading at halftime, and then they go into the halftime, and then Buffalo coming back and putting up 50 points on them, like covering the spread only in the second half. I just feel like this is like a real trap game that I don't want to take lightly.
I got you, and gut feeling goes a long way, and when you pick. So, but I still
I'm still gonna comfortably take Buffalo the money line. I'm not going to put money on it because that's just a waste of money.
Drop it in there in like a 10-team parlay or something. Hey, the next one is definitely a tighter game to compare. San Francisco goes to Chicago.
I think this is going to be a rather interesting game. I think it's going to be a boring game. Like, when I say boring, I think it's going to be all defense. I think that San Francisco has the edge because they've pieced together a few more offensive drives that look way better than most anything Chicago's done so far this year. No offense. But I do think there's still going to be – I think this is going to be a competitive game, but these defenses are going to outplay each of their offenses. And I think the 49ers are going to slip away. I think – I would take the over under, I would take the under if it was 30, I could see this being like a 17-7 game.
I agree. I think 49ers defense right now is playing better than Chicago's defense, and 49ers offense is a little more stable than Chicago's. San Francisco's a 4-point favorite. How do you feel about that?
Do you say 4-point favorite?
Yep.
I mean, I'm fine with that, actually. Like I said, okay, so 4 points is not really that much, and so that's kind of what I was getting at. Is like they're both struggling on offense, but San Francisco has a slight edge. They've pieced together 5 more good drives on offense than Chicago has. So I think 4 points, maybe 4 good drives on offense that was more than Chicago. So I think that is more than fair. But I think Chicago's defense will step up and, they got, made look stupid by the Buccaneers. And so I think they're going to step up this game and play hard on defense. I have nothing to say about that offense until Matt Nagy either gets fired or someone benches Justin Fields and gives that man a break. And not a break from football, a break from his brain, because his brain is broken. His brain's been broken since Cleveland. I don't care if they turned around and won against the Lions next week. I don't care. They have mentally scarred that kid.
And Khalil Mack more than likely being out for this game makes their defense look a lot worse too, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Khalil Mack is basically like their defense, but everyone plays well when he's on the field. And so, San Francisco's going to take this game. I'm really comfortable taking those points. Also, Rob said, do you guys think AJ Green would have enjoyed playing with Chase? I couldn't imagine what that would look like in the locker room. Honestly, AJ Green, like if we were comparing AJ Green and OBJ, I think AJ Green's more of a team player. I think he's very Tyler Boyd. Like he did the respectable thing on how he left Cincinnati. He didn't just demand a trade and leave or stop playing. He didn't play well, but I think that's because there was no connection really between him and Burrow. And so I think he would have been fine with it because he could see a lot of younger him in Chase, and so I think he would just respect this rookie being as talented as he is. And so, I mean, I don't think he would have played much or well. Basically, just more of a mentor on the sideline, if anything.
Fair enough. There's a good statement there. I listened to Rondell Moore on the I don't know, the morning drive on the NFL radio. And he basically spoke to AJ Green, taking him under his wing when he got to Arizona.
Yeah, see that's kind of the same situation when you asked that question. I was kind of thinking Rondell Moore is kind of like Chase, but I think maybe faster and maybe not as good with his hands.
Rondell Moore is definitely quicker, makes good cuts, but Jamar Chase is a better route runner and a better kind of a fake artist when he goes to trick a defensive cornerback. They're a little different, but
could you imagine these three guys as your wide receivers? Jamar Chase, Rondell Moore, and Justin Jefferson. They're all three different receivers, so you could do everything if those three guys were on the same roster at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
and then have Kyle Pitts as your tight end. There's a super team of rookies with one guy in his first year or second year.
You really have something really close to that already in Cincinnati if Tyler Boyd was a little faster.
Yeah,
if he was just a little faster to be your Rondell Moore. Hey, so anyway, I think we're both good with San Francisco -4. I think that's fair enough. Here's the one that
Amethyst is in here, and she says she's just listening. But yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. So we appreciate your support every week, and we enjoy having you in here.
So
the next Jarvis Landry, and you're unstoppable. Yeah, I mean Jarvis Landry is really definitely the best wide receiver on the Browns roster by far. That guy he's really, really good. I just don't know if that roster would click adding him to that mix.
Well, let's go right to there then. Pittsburgh and Cleveland -3.5 for Cleveland at home.
Philip had to be here for this, didn't he? I think that Pittsburgh is going to win this game. And I know what I saw. Case Keenum, Baker Mayfield. I think Pittsburgh's going to win this game.
Wow.
Yeah, this is one of my upsets of the week that really kind of churned the butter in my stomach thinking about. I don't like it, but I think it to be true.
Well, it's okay, Philip. I'm going to say that I don't care who starts for Cleveland. I think their defense has enough knowledge of Pittsburgh's offense to win the game.
I mean, I think that either team could easily win this game, but I don't think anything about this game is going to be easy.
No, I just right now, I mean, Pittsburgh's playing good foot. I mean, I can see where you'd pick Pittsburgh. I'm just going to.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I really
feel team I hate. There we go. If Rob's in here, talking about people I hate. It's not even people. That's a team
You
I
know,
hate.
I got a feeling that this is just going to be an ugly game all the way around.
Also, we dig it. Gene is in here. He said, "Good evening, everyone. It's late, so I'm just dropping by to smash the like on my way to bed."
Thanks, brother.
Hey, thanks for coming over, even just for a minute, and thanks for chatting with me a little bit earlier tonight. I had a good time with that. Yeah, here we go. Rob said, "I'm hoping for a tie game, the ultimate lose-lose." I mean,
Yeah,
that would be ideally the most perfect situation.
I think Rob could be my best friend, honestly.
I mean, we finally have like a outsider Bengals fan in here, so
Yeah, I mean, that game's just ugly. I don't even want to pick it. I definitely wouldn't bet it. So piss on it. How's that?
who forced Pitts to become one-dimensional? Pitts who?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, I was thinking Kyle Pitts. I was like, what?
They already are one dimensional, to be
I mean, I
honest.
think Najee Harris is going to have a good game and not in the run game, in the pass game. But I think, Juju's out, and I think was turning into the OBJ of Cleveland. So I think that was for the better for him being out right now, not being hurt per se. But now guys like Deontay Johnson, some of these younger or less experienced guys, Ray McLeod, James Washington, are going to get more reps in, and they've got a lot more to prove because a lot of those guys don't get starting reps, and so I think they're going to come out and compete. They know, look, this is what I'm going to say about this game. This game is extremely important for both of those teams. Like, probably one of the most important teams or important games right now for them, being they're both with the same record, same division. This is going to be it's gonna be ugly. Like you said, that it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be a bloodbath, and I just hope no one gets hurt. Like, honestly, because I saw some rough injuries tonight. Like, I hope no one gets hurt because both of these teams are kind of suffering with injury right now.
That game is going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a bloody mess. There's going to be injuries. They're going to be wore out. They're going to hurt each other. It's going to be ugly, ugly, ugly.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm confidently starting Najee Harris in my lineup against Phillip this week. Like, I was very confident. I ran through all the thoughts about it, and I was like, he's probably the best running back to put into my starting lineup. I think he is going to have. I think he could honestly be the reason that Pittsburgh wins. TJ Watt's going to piss me off, and I already know it.
Well, yeah, that's what he's there for. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna push this game. I don't even want to bet it. I'll take Cleveland. I'll go take
Oh,
Cleveland with
what's the points? You didn't tell me.
3.5.
In Cleveland?
Yeah.
Is it in Cleveland?
Yes.
That makes a difference too, but I still think that this could be a Pittsburgh win. I could see this being an ugly overtime game also.
Oh, I know. I'm just gonna take Cleveland because I can't stomach taking Pittsburgh. How's that?
I can't stomach taking Pittsburgh either, but I have to.
Good enough.
Sorry, Philip.
Does Detroit get their first win this
Yes,
weekend against
100%.
Philadelphia?
Yes, yes, yes. Dan Campbell, he's working every week making that team better. They've come close in at least 4 of their games to winning, if not more. Not the Bengals game, so I know at least one of them they were not close. But I mean, Baker does have something to prove, but
Yeah.
also Ben Roethlisberger has his job to prove. So I mean, it's the same argument.
I
Because
would
he
much
could
rather
get
see
benched.
Baker. I would much rather see Baker sit and live to play another day.
I would rather see Baker sit too. I know this is an important game, but Case Keenum proved that he can get you through a game.
Yep, he can
But
manage.
Dan Campbell has put so much work into this team. I mean, they played against the Rams, probably one of the better teams they faced this year, and they were onside kicking and fake punting in the first quarter, and they were successful. They were doing that. Man is ballsy. He's crazy, but he loves that team. They're getting their first win. I'm sorry, Philly. I like Jalen Hurts, but it's heart and passion over dysfunctionality. Like, they might have lost every game this year so far, but they're working well together, all of them. It's not their fault they're losing.
I'm with you, and plus they're getting three. They're getting 3.5 at home. Take them 3.5 all
Yeah,
day,
they're
any
at
day.
home. What's even better than that? I hope Detroit Lions fans know that they're going to win this game and they actually show up for it. Like I hope a lot of people are in the stands for this.
Here, this might be the best early game on Sunday. Tennessee is at Indianapolis.
Dude, this is one of those another upset I'm taking, and I'm only gonna tell you it's an upset because I know that Tennessee's favored to win. I just
They're not.
seriously?
Indy's a 2.5 point favorite at home.
Wow. Okay, well, I guess it's not an upset, but in my opinion, it is an upset. I don't care where they were playing. It could be on a neutral ground. I figured Tennessee was going to be favored to win. I'm going to take the Colts on this game. The Colts are flipping the switch. They're trying to come back. Jonathan Taylor is a difference maker. Look, Jonathan Taylor is their team's Derrick Henry, but on like to add to that, they've got a lot more guys that can catch balls. Julio Jones is battling with an injury, so that leaves basically AJ Brown, Anthony Firsker. You got a lot of guys. They've got two tight ends in Indy that are catching balls. They've got three running backs because they have not traded Mack yet, and they have been giving him minimal play time. So with that, those three guys right there, the running backs could beat that team. They're going to beat Tennessee the way that Tennessee beats everyone else.
But I think where I'm with you on this. I like Indy minus 2.5. I think where they beat them is I think they're going to beat them on Derrick Henry containment mode. I think Frank Reich.
Look, the secondary for the Colts is what's banged up. Yes, Ryan Tannehill has the option. That's how they beat Buffalo. They were so focused on stopping Henry that they let these little mini plays go all the way down the field. Like that's what they did. And then Henry did what Henry did. But the Colts know Tennessee. They play them twice a year. Derrick Henry, this isn't his first time. This isn't their first time playing against him.
Yeah, and tell me that Indianapolis doesn't, after already losing in Tennessee this year, they have to win this game if they want to have a chance to win that division.
Oh yeah,
So
100%. I mean, Indy's on the uptick right now. That
must
was a huge win in San Francisco on the road. So
yeah,
they
and
need
I
to
think
come home and take care of business. Like I
yeah,
think they're going to be motivated, pumped up. Carson Wentz is looking better. He's finally getting into this team. Like he knew the coaching staff, but he's finally working well with this team. All thanks to Jonathan Taylor making his job so much easier. It's going to be an indoor game, no rain, so you're not going to have to worry about those stupid drop passes because the ball's wet. I think they're all going to play so much better. I think it's not going to be a pretty game because these two teams playing against each other are not pretty ever. So I think that I think Cincinnati. I think Indy's going to win big on this game. I'm going to take them at 6. And it's going to be a huge win. It's going to be the turning point. You're going to hear Kent Sterling yelling all the way from wherever he lives. You're going to hear him.
Right on. I'll definitely watch that. No, I won't because I won't be able to watch Sunday afternoon. The next one here, I don't even think we really have much to discuss. The Rams are at Houston.
Oh God.
Another
so
minus.
Bad for Houston, man. They've had to take some ass whippings with or without Tyrod. They're getting blown out.
Yeah, I can't see any reason to even have a conversation about this. The Rams are a 14.5 point favorite.
They are going to cover probably. What? Actually, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to take Houston on the points. I'm going to take the Rams on the money line. But you know why? Because I watched how the Lions played against the Rams.
Rams by 45.
I mean, that's probably likely, but that's what I anticipated with the Lions game too. But then it became a close game for a while.
There was some different motivation in there.
Issues with the Rams defense. They're elite, but there is like one issue, and I can't pinpoint it. And guys,
middle of the field.
Yeah. I mean, not so much the deep ball, but middle of the field. Yeah, I'll go with that. Like, And Davis Mills, Tyrod Taylor, hell, Deshaun Watson, anybody who stands in that pocket and throws those balls. I took the Rams by 45 against the Lions, and the Lions made that a really close game for a while. Therefore, I'm going to take Houston on the points barely by like 1 point. Like it's 14. Like I'm going to take the Rams by 13.
I'll go ahead and even though they're on the road, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Rams minus 14. Call it a day. This one here is kind of got me twisted up. I couldn't really wrap my hands on how I wanted to play this one. New England at the Chargers.
Dude, I think this game is going to be phenomenal. I think it's probably one of the best games of the week. And
Chargers 4-point favorite.
Okay, so if the Chargers can bounce back and win this game in a big way, then I will think they are elite. But I think this game is more important to the Chargers than it is the Patriots. Chargers lose this game, and then people are going to start calling them frauds.
Yeah, they're inconsistent. I mean,
which is fraudulent. I think this is a trap game. Yeah, I agree 100%. This game is very, very, this is almost as important as the Steelers-Browns game to each of those teams, but just for the Chargers. Alex can't be on too much longer. Got to get up real early to pick up the U-Haul and start the long road trip. That's all right, Rob. I appreciate you coming in here and giving me crap all the time. I really actually appreciate it 90% of the time.
Hey, Rob, while you're on the road tomorrow, you can call me. I'll be driving too, so.
Yeah, my dad's showing off because he has friends.
Yeah, I'm not showing off. I'm just saying that if he's going to be driving all day, he can call me.
You guys can FaceTime.
God, that's not good while driving.
Yeah, but you can casually look over. It's like you have a passenger.
I guess.
It's a great idea. But anyway, Rob, I'm just letting you know, have a safe trip. Enjoy your time in Kansas City. That's where you're going, right? Kansas City. Or are you coming here? You're going to Kansas City. It's going to be really freaking cold. And it's going to be a really dark city if the Chiefs lose on Monday. So be careful out there.
Yeah, I really can't decide. I know this is going to be a close game. It's going to be a good game.
Look, the Patriots have lost a lot of games this year, but they were really up in the air close games.
I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to take New England with the points.
You know what? I'm going to tell you why when we get to the Chiefs game. But I'm going to take New England to win this game. Where's it at?
LA.
Yeah, I don't like this game. I don't even really want to pick. I just want to enjoy the game, but I know I have to pick, so it'll make me feel better. But I'm going to take the Patriots on this game.
I don't know why. That's one of those I don't know why.
I'm going to take the Chargers to cover, so they're only going to win by 3, not 4.
Yeah, I think the Chargers could win by 3 or less, and that's me taking the Patriots with 4 points.
Whoever wins, it's going to be by 3 or less, but I'm going to let you go the Charger way, and I'm going to go the Patriot way.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Chargers can win by 3 or less because I'm going to take Patriots with the 4 points. I'm going to take those points.
Yeah, I'm taking the opposite. I'm going to take the Patriots winning, but not by more than 4. So
you're going to take the Patriots on the money line?
Yes. I have the Patriots are getting the win column, but only less than the point spread.
I think it'll be a Charger win of 3 or less, or a Patriot win. I mean, I'm not taking the money line.
That's the worst part. So Buffalo and the Chargers are in the exact same boat that I was just talking about with Miami. This is a different kind of matchup, Miami and Buffalo, than, the Patriots and the Chargers. But really, is it that much? The Patriots are one of the worst scoring offenses. And so it kind of makes them right there with Miami. Miami has a relatively good defense, but their offense can't stay on the field till they get worn out, and so a million points gets put up on them.
Yeah,
I feel like this is a trap game for both of them.
yep.
Realistically, the Chargers and Bills should win, but I'm going to go the Patriots are going to win, and Miami's going to make that game interesting because they're both coming off a bad loss and a bye.
So we're ready to go to games of teams that are just bad right now. Jacksonville's at Seattle.
I think Jacksonville could win this game.
Me too.
They have a better defense, and they have a way better offensive line.
Seattle's a 3.5-point favorite. I'll take Jacksonville and the points.
Jacksonville. Yep, 100%. I'm with you. There's nothing to talk about other than Seattle's defense is horrible. No Russ. Look, this is that time I have to say I've been saying no Russ, no win, but I think that Seattle is going to find a way to win this game if they want any chance of having any respect in this league. But I can see Jacksonville taking this win.
Me too, very easily. Next game of teams that are playing bad. Washington's at Denver. Denver's a 3-point favorite at home.
I'm taking Washington. I know it's in Denver. I think, Denver is frauds. Denver are frauds. I don't even know how to say that. Denver is fraud. Denver is a fraud.
Denver is fraudulent.
Washington might be bad, which it's not week 10 yet. They're just not there yet. But Denver is a fraudulent football team. Nothing against their defense, nothing against Teddy, nothing against their running back, nothing against anything. They're missing all their star wide receivers, and it's hurting them tremendously. They're not able to put up points. Washington can at least score some points.
I feel like I should go with Denver on this game.
Look, I love Teddy, and I was happy for Denver for this hot 3-0 start. Teddy getting the chance, the situation I thought he deserved. But then, they lost KJ Hamler and Jerry Jeudy, and they lost so many pieces, and then all of a sudden they can't score points anymore. They can't score enough points to win, and I think Washington has proven that they're able to put up 21 points in a game.
I mean, I got you. I mean, Denver's lost 4 games in a row. However, they lost to Baltimore.
Well, when you say they lost 4 games in a row, it makes me feel like Denver's going to win. But
Washington's lost 3 in a row.
Okay, now I'm back where I'm supposed to be. Look, I think that Washington has more tools to put up points, more points than Denver. This is not me, because Shelby said Alex and Washington this season. This is nothing about me and Washington. Look, I love Washington. I want the best for them, even though their entire organization is going up in flames right now because of the John Gruden stuff invoked flames on their city. Look, I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to talk about that. But I think that with the offensive weapons that Washington has, they're going to be able to put up at least 6 more points than Denver.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree on this one because I still think Denver's got more tools. -3 and and for the Washington Redskins organization, John Gruden stuff is minimal. Their stuff was way deeper.
No, I'm not talking about John Gruden. I'm talking about the Dan Snyder stuff.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, that organization's going up in flames right now.
You know what? And we don't. I'm with you. I don't want to get into it, but what's his name? Roger Goodell saying that he's not going to release a report about any of that stuff is kind of bullshit too.
Makes it more shady.
It makes it look worse. You're absolutely right. Hey, Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
I don't care what Rob says. I am taking New Orleans on this game. Look, Tom Brady against New Orleans, he beat them in the playoffs last year, but look what they did 2 times before that. I know that was Drew Brees, and look, I know. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I'm taking Jameis Winston, getting some revenge on his old team. He's going to throw 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's going to do what Tom Brady has done to every other team this year.
I'm going to take Tampa Bay.
Everyone's going to take Tampa Bay because that's what everyone does, because no one has a chance.
I'm just going to take Tampa Bay because I don't think that New Orleans is ready yet.
I think New Orleans defense is ready for Tom Brady.
Fair enough.
I think New Orleans defense is ready for Tom Brady. Also, I don't know if he's going to play or not, but they also just got Mark Ingram back, a former Saint. Alvin Kamara is beyond hyped up about this, okay? Look, if I don't know that he's going to play, but even him being on the sideline is going to even just help the aroma, the area, the everything these guys are feeling. Sean Payton's going to be fired up. Rob, I hope you have a really safe trip. I can't wait to talk to you on Monday or Thursday or whenever it is. Enjoy your time in Kansas City. I'm pretty sure that's where you're going. Also, make sure you eat some barbecue for me while you're there because I've been really missing that barbecue bad. And so enjoy your time there. You're probably going to catch the wave of the Chiefs game while you're there and enjoy that as well. See, Shelby said, I think New Orleans can do that, but I'm not sure if they will. Okay, Jameis, he knows that defense, first of all, and their secondary is bad. Jameis has been able to throw the ball effectively. He's got one of the least number of interceptions this year among all quarterbacks. He's been playing good. He's been doing well with the deep ball as well. Tom Brady can do it, but so can Jameis. And I think this matchup is perfect. The tale of two tales. Jameis revisiting his old team and playing some of his best football. He's not even at his peak yet. He's playing some of his best football, and he's not there. But I think, Tom Brady in New Orleans is a weird situation, as is. Shelby said, I think the Madden curse is going to catch up with Tom Brady. You know what? It caught up with Patrick Mahomes. It's about damn time it catches up with Brady, too. Look, give me New Orleans on this game by 3. I'm hoping it's by 13, but I'm going to say by 3 to not get Rob fired up before he goes to bed.
Here's the thing. I would love to agree with that. I would just love to agree with that because that's what I want to happen.
No, it's not what I want to happen. That's what's going to happen.
I don't think that's realistic at this point.
This is like their first real home game. This is going to happen. That stadium's going to be full. It's going to be insane. Literally, there's going to be so many Saints fans. People are going to throw up gold and black. Like
I just watched that Monday night game and I seen, we just talked about how horrible Seattle's defense was, and
it was raining and it was horrible there.
And they could only muster 13 points.
They had to fly all the way catty corner across the country to play in the rain.
And then they have to fly all the way back after a Monday night game. It's a short week.
I'm taking it. I trust Sean Payton.
Okay. You trust Sean Payton? Good.
Look at Tim. Tim is a Saints fan, so I know he'll support me.
I agree with that.
Tim doesn't do well in New Orleans.
But
drop mic.
Tampa hasn't been to New Orleans without Drew Brees yet.
Jameis Winston threw a tutty on him in the playoffs. Wildcat play.
Dallas is at Minnesota in that Sunday night game.
Amanda said, in Sean Payton we trust. Look, everybody except for you and Rob are coming together, and Philip. Yeah, Philip's on your team too, but Philip can go. He can go to your side. But in Sean Payton, in Jameis Winston, if Jameis Winston wins this game, I'm buying Rob a Saints Jameis Winston jersey and sending it to Tampa.
I would love to pick that. You know how bad I dislike Tampa Bay. I don't want them to win. I
like Tampa Bay. I just hate Tom Brady. That's the whole thing. I've always liked Tampa Bay. I love Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, those guys that were already there. And here's another thing. I hate Sean Payton, but he's a good coach.
Sean Payton is a good coach.
I don't like him. He's dirty, but he's a good coach.
He is a good coach. And that's the only thing that they got going for him in this game, that honestly.
Just wait. I'm hyped up for this game because I forgot it was this week.
Dallas is at Minnesota on the 8:20 game. Got to roll.
All right. I'm taking Minnesota for the upset. I know it's at home, so Dallas is probably still favorited. Give me Minnesota. Okay, well, give me Minnesota in the bank in prime time. Like, give me it. It's gonna happen. Look, Dallas' secondary has one guy that's intercepted a lot of passes, but what else does it really have? I mean,
I'm like, I feel like this is very much a toss-up game. I really do.
I think this is going to be the game that shuts the Cowboys down. Like, no one's been able to do it. The Patriots had them. Plus, Dak didn't. He was limited in practice all week. He is injured with a calf injury from the last play of that Patriots game still.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take Minnesota with. I'll take Minnesota with you.
Our other Rob friend that just left, it lives in Tampa and has loved Tampa for years and years and years, and he said the exact same thing. He said he hated Tom Brady until he came there, and now he loves him.
If you put Tom Brady on my Bengals, and I'm not watching football.
No, dude, I'll just turn the Bengals off. I still got the Chiefs, even if they're losing. Minnesota gets a dub. And then, Philip, to your comment, Minnesota also reminds me of Seattle. Minnesota is a better football team than Seattle right now.
Well, look, Minnesota's got all the tools that they need to win the game. They've got a competent quarterback. They've got an excellent running back, and they got a wide receiver core that is just great.
Yeah, Thielen and Justin Jefferson alone right there.
I think it's going to be close, but I think Minnesota.
I mean, this is not going to be a blowout, whoever wins. Like, I refuse to believe that, but I have faith in Minnesota at home. Kirk Cousins plays good in October. This is a Halloween game. It's going to be spooky, which is why, Jameis Winston's going to haunt the Bucs' dreams on Halloween. Got to roll out. You need to watch the fights on ESPN Plus Saturday. Stacked free fights, best sport in the world. I will be at work until 7 p.m. and I might watch anything that's on before 7 p.m. But to be fair, I'm probably going to go to bed early because I have to work at 8 a.m. on Sunday.
All right, just to be fair, here you go.
Good night, Colin. We love having you hang out with us. I will try to catch at least one fight just so I can talk to you about it, because I told you I would get into combat sports at least once so I could talk to you about it.
Giants are at Kansas City on Monday night.
I'd take Minnesota. Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, especially no Russ right now, Minnesota is by far the better team. No offense to Gino. Kansas City hosting the Giants.
10-point spread.
There's no way in hell Kansas City's going to win by 10 points. This is a trap game, and if they lose, their season is over, and you can't change my mind. Look, Tampa Bay lost 5 games last year and went to the Super Bowl.
But
okay, let me gain my composure real quick, and I'm going to enlighten you on all of the predictions I've heard so far of this game. I had someone say that Kansas City was going to win 41-10. Yeah, if it was Kansas City from last year, they were going to win this game 41-10. Now, with that being said, I listened to Patrick Mahomes' interview today, and it was probably the most inspiring thing that's came out of that franchise so far this year. He basically said, "This is my fault. I like the big plays, and it's boring taking the chunk plays. I need to learn how to put the red light up and stop trying to do it all at once and just take what the defense gives me." With that being said, I think he's going to fix his issues. And the defense stepped up last week. I don't care what anybody says. It was 27-3 or whatever the final score was. But if the defense hadn't spent the whole game on the field, they would not have put up 27 points. The defense played significantly better this week. They moved Chris Jones to the middle. Everyone played so much better. Now, based on Patrick Mahomes today, I think that Kansas City will win this game. But it's going to be way closer than it needs to be. Kansas City will not cover. The most I can give them is 7, and I don't even feel comfortable with 7. But I want to hear what you have to say.
I feel like the Giants are on an uptick, honestly. I think they've been playing better.
No, I'm not saying that the Giants couldn't win this game. Like that's still an option. But I saw what I saw out of Patrick Mahomes today really it was like a Dan Campbell moment. And I think he realized everything he needed to fix.
It's not like Kansas City, their backs against the wall. They cannot afford to lose another game. And they looked bad in Tennessee.
The
However,
offense looked bad in
I
Tennessee.
thought their defense played fairly well
Yeah,
against
but
everybody.
look, this is an
They,
actual fact. Kansas City spent maybe 10 minutes on the offense on the field. That's
yeah,
why they gave up 27 points because their defense never had a break other than at halftime.
other than AJ Brown's play, they shut pretty much everybody down on Tennessee's offense.
And Nick Bolton, that rookie, man, he shut Derrick Henry down by himself.
Yeah, Derrick Henry did not have a great game. He had a 3-yard average. His longest run was 11 yards. That was containment, but he did get 30 touches, which speaks to ball control. Speaking to what you said before, Kansas City couldn't make first downs. Therefore, Tennessee just burned clock, but they still put up 27 points.
Amanda,
That
I'm just going to tell you that it's going to be cold, wet, and miserable in Kansas City. You do not want to go there. And that 8-hour drive is not worth it for this game. The Giants will probably end up playing someone near here next year.
With all that being said, I think Kansas City beats Buffalo this week, but I don't think they
New
cover.
York.
New York, yeah, I don't
I guess
think they
you can
cover
really
though.
say New Jersey if you'd like.
I don't think they cover. Um, I think they take better care of the
I think it's
ball.
going to be a weird score, like by 5, like
I was
something.
sitting there, I was sitting there thinking like 19-11, some
Yeah,
stupid
like
shit
a
like that.
stupid score. Yeah, see, he might just want to start playing better ball. That's what he was getting at is basically like he was taking responsibility for the turnovers. And a lot of those turnovers were not his fault. The fumbles, yes. But some of these interceptions not, half of them were the Raven or the receiver's fault, but half of them were his fault. And so he was basically saying I don't need to try to throw the ball 50 yards at a time when I can throw it 5 or 6 at a time and it be more effective. We stay on the field longer and we accomplish more. We can at least get 3 points a drive.
Yeah, I really feel like Rob. I feel like the head coach giving up play calling duties is a benefit to the team. I don't like it when the head coach calls the game. I really don't. I don't know how you feel about that, but I would much rather see the offensive coordinator call the game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think the offensive coordinator would be fine doing it. Whether Zach Taylor is actually calling them or not, something's going right. I think it's more Joe Burrow than anybody at this point. He's given him a lot more freedom recently.
Yeah, Matt Nagy giving
I
up the
feel
play
like
call.
whoever's calling the plays is giving him a couple plays and letting him pick.
Yeah, I don't think, I just, as a general rule, I don't think it's a good thing for head coaches to call plays. Matt Nagy, John Gruden's two good examples of guys that really didn't need to be calling plays. And I just don't think that that's a win. So, but yeah, it's, whatever they're doing in Cincinnati, don't stop. I mean, right now, don't quit. You've got the right
I think
motion
the most
going.
important thing going into this Jets game is don't push the brakes. Stay where you were in Baltimore. Don't let
Yeah,
off.
yeah, I mean, and
You
that's the
slow
other thing.
down, and then that's room for mistakes. Because listen, they go straight into divisional games after this game. So they can't let off the brakes because it's the Jets.
I agree. I mean, they have to go into their bye strong.
Yeah, I mean, they're capable at this point of winning 12 games. So if they push the brakes because this team is not as good as the rest of the teams, they're going to get beat.
Oh, I'm sorry. They got Cleveland
They
next
got
week,
Cleveland next. Yeah.
and then the bye. But yeah, no, at home for Cleveland. But yeah, I think I really like the idea of the offensive coordinator calling the plays. I don't care who's calling them in Cincinnati, but and you know what? And then this Monday night game, Kansas City is going to win the game probably by like 8-6
This
somewhere
is going
around
to be
there.
a dumb score. We get scoreagami. Maybe. I don't know. I
I
just
think
think it's
the,
going to be like stupid, like
I
11
think
to 14.
I think it's going to be an ugly game,
Now, I
honestly.
think Kansas City will still put up 21. Like,
You
I
know,
feel like their final score is going to be 21.
I really hope. I don't care what the score is. I just really hope that they start fixing some of their issues so
Yeah,
they
see,
can get
I don't
back
even
to playing
like
competitive
they
ball.
don't need to lose this game, obviously. But even if they lose this game, I'm gonna be happy if they've shown that they fix things because, like you said, New York is on an uptick. And so they're playing, they kicked the crap out of Carolina. Like it wasn't brutal, but they played really, really well. And Carolina's defense is still rated fairly high. And so the way they played that game, that shows volume because they're kind of like what Green Bay just did to Arizona is what the Giants just did to the Panthers. The Giants, their backs are up against the wall, all of their stars are out. Their quarterback is relatively healthy. He's not concussed anymore. And they made do with what they had, like they I don't know. I think that even if Kansas City were to lose this game, as long as they've shown they've fixed some of their issues, like if they can finish the game with no turnovers, that's a win. If they can finish this game without giving up 30 points to the other team, that's a win. If they can do both of those, I'm going to be more than ecstatic. Like, they don't need to lose this game because it's going to be pointing more towards their season being over early. But I think, they can do things in this game, win or lose, that's going to make me feel better.
Yeah, I mean they've got to just improve. They've just not looked really great. They improved on defense last week, even though nobody was really going to say that because they gave up 27 points and
Yeah,
got
see,
whipped.
I've gotten to the argument with them, but I'm like, look at the time of possession. That's why. Like,
Yeah, they really got trapped into playing Tennessee's game, honestly.
yeah, because Tennessee's defense is really bad right now because they're all hurt, all their starters.
Yeah, I mean, so the offense didn't do well, but their defense showed improvement, and I think that's all they really need to beat the Giants is defensive improvement.
I think turnovers and defense improvement.
I can't figure out why odds makers get made that a 10-point spread.
Maybe because it's at home. I don't know. The Chargers beat them there. The Bills beat them there. But those were good football teams, so I can justify that, I guess. Um, that's what I'm saying. My Lord and Savior, Patrick Mahomes, the one. Just kidding. Joe Burrow is almost looking better than Patrick Mahomes right now, but Patrick Mahomes still my boy. Chiefs are still my boys. Honey Badger's still my boy, but them Bengals, they might be going to the Super Bowl. And look, I don't want to sound like Cowboys fans, so I'm not going to say that very many more times. Because for all we know, they'll lose every rest of the games this season and not even make the playoffs.
1 week at a time.
But I would take the Bengals in the Super Bowl over Dallas at this point in time. Cincinnati beat Dallas. Granted, they should have not have. But I don't think Dallas will. So, boom, perspective.
All right.
Boom. Is
We
there
got through.
anybody in the chat that has anything for us? Also, while you're answering that question, anybody in the chat, I am going to, like I said at the beginning of the video, and if you weren't here, that's okay. We are going to be doing our 300 subscriber giveaway. It's not going to be today, and it's probably not going to be on Monday because Dad's going out of town for the next couple days, and he'll be back by Monday, I'm sure. But I want to spend some time and talk to him so we can prepare this the right way. And I'm going to put a video out with all of whatever we're going to do, instructions, if we want you to comment on the video or whatever. Well, I'm going to get all that figured out this weekend, and hopefully by Thursday that video will be out. And the next 7 days, expect a video from me. So if you are subscribed, make sure you click that bell so you get a notification when I post the subscriber giveaway video. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so. Smash that like button on your way out also, just to help get our content out a little bit more. And we would really appreciate that. But yeah, I'll definitely have that 300 subscriber giveaway video out as soon as possible. Rob, also, since you're new here, we do stream Mondays earlier in the day, but we stream at this time every Thursday. So anytime you want to come and hang out with us, we talk about the Bengals every week. And so we love them here. And you will have a lot of very nice opinions that we really appreciate. So we enjoy that conversation. So you're more than welcome anytime. And if you ever want to come up and talk with us, we can make that happen as well. But thanks for hanging as long as you did. And we'll see you later. To everybody else, somebody said something. Did you guys see that J.R. Reed terminated his contract with the Rams practice squad to sign with the Giants to fill the safety slot? Since I did see, only thing that I knew about that whole statement was that Peppers was out for the season.
And that's a very common thing for people to drop their practice squad contracts for that kind of stuff.
Also, Tim has been trying to get your attention and tell you to look this up all day. So I'm going to make a verbal statement. I saw him say it in your other chat, but I'm not fighting through the 60 plus people to try to get your attention on there.
That's
but
hard.
He said if you get a chance to look up that, then he wanted to show you. I don't see anything else. Oh, Tim said, actually, the Bengals playing in the bowl wouldn't hurt my feelings. No, I saw this tweet the other day, and I think it was probably the most funny tweet ever. But it said, you guys are going to be mad when the Cardinals and the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. And for some reason, that actually made me mad. And so I was like, I don't know why that tweet's so right. Like, that would make me mad for some reason. I would love it because, the Cards were one of our NFC top picks and the Bengals are our boys. But that lineup just pisses me off. If it's the Cardinals and the Bengals in the Super Bowl, I think the Bengals can win. Nothing against the Cardinals, of course. Saints, Bengals, I could get behind that too. That's probably not going to happen with Tampa Bay being in that division. But I can guarantee you one thing, Tim. Now that Rob is not in here to argue with me, Tampa Bay will not be in the Super Bowl this year. It's just a fact. They will not be in the Super Bowl. They look like Tom Brady's playing the best football of his life right now. They're not going to repeat.
I think he's going to wear out.
I think, playing an extra game this year. And, even with them blowing out teams, even Joe Burrow came out of games. They put Brandon Allen in 2 different games this year. I have not seen Brady come out of a game yet. Yeah, he's too old to be playing extra games. So, if the Saints get competitive and force them to have to play all 18 or all 17 games with their starters, I definitely can guarantee they're not going to be in the Super Bowl. The man's on pace to throw for 10,000 yards. Yeah, his arm's going to break before then. Like, not break because he's going to get hurt, but break because he's going to throw it and it's just going to keep going. Like, he's slinging that ball hard right now.
You've got to admit, though, if that offensive line keeps playing that way and doesn't break down at all, he could take that team straight back to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they have the team. And if their secondary slowly gets healthy, which they're starting to, it's definitely possible. If the Bengals end up in the playoffs, period, I did the thinking of it. There's only like 3 teams in the AFC that could go to the playoffs that the Bengals would have to go to that I wouldn't go to. If they go to Kansas City, I'll go. If they go to Cincinnati, they'll go. Tennessee or Indy, one of them will be in the playoffs. If they go either of those places, I'm going to go. Like, most of the AFC teams that'll probably end up in the playoffs and the Bengals do, there's a good chance it's going to be pretty close to here. God, Shelby's on some violent shit about Tom Brady right now.
Yeah, I've noticed here lately, Shelby's went from, like sweet, calm, and quiet to just brutal and vicious.
What? Their whole
Yeah,
team is old. Well, relatively. True. I'm the Bucks. But I'm going to end this on a high note because we had a lot of really great conversation today. And we even talked about the Monday night game. We really don't usually get into that on Thursday, but we did. And so we will be back for sure live Monday at 6 p.m. If something crazy happens on Sunday, whether he's home or not, I might hop on here just because, the trade deadline is in like 5 days. And, there's a lot of interesting games this weekend that if anything crazy in the 1 o'clock games happens, I might come in here and talk about it for a little bit. And so either way, we will be back Monday, but before the Monday night football game, we're probably not going to stream through that game because I want to watch it. And I don't want my feelings to get hurt on the internet live. So Shelly's, dude, I don't know, man. She's just wanted to. Maybe it's because it's getting close to Halloween. She's getting all violent. But like I said, thank you, every single one of you that are still in here. Tim, Rob, Jeff, Amanda, Shelby, Philip, if he's in here. I don't know if anybody else is still in here, but whoever's, and Angelica Anna was in here. All of you guys, thank you so much. If you haven't, please hit that like button before you X out of the video. We all love you too, Shelby, 100%. Jeff, we love you, man. Thanks for hanging with us. Amanda, Philip, if you're still in here, obviously, I think he's back to work. All of you guys, we love talking with you, and we will see you guys on Monday. Anybody in fantasy football, if you haven't already, please finish setting your lineups. Oh, Nathan's still in here. Nathan, thanks for hanging out with us. Like I said, we talk about all teams. We're not biased to any one team. We talk about every single team every week. So anything that you want to come in here and talk to us about, we are more than open. And so thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys. He hasn't made an appearance. He hadn't made an appearance upstairs when I left. Oh. Also, you as well, Jellicon. Take care. We will see you guys on Monday. I'm ending this. He has to get to bed. He's got to get up really early. See you guys later.